The Footprints Conversation series features discussions and insights from accomplished workplace and marketplace leaders, and their experiences on key leadership issues that could be of value to professionals and businesspeople working for the Lord in their workplace and marketplace. We are back with His Excellency Moses. He used his experience to tell us about concern being the hay nest of calling, and calling being fundamental to the 1. Vision forming, 2. The mission and ministry, and 3. Fulfillment and accountability. We can't wait to hear about the second C of biblical leadership principles from his own experience. Please let's welcome His Excellency.
Great to be here again. The second leadership principle is commitment, and it's defined as the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause or activity. When you are facing intense adversity and challenges, it is how you are committed to the cause that will help you going. I run away in the face of adversity when I didn't have the calling, but I faced it when I had the calling. I would not have lasted one day as a leader of the Israelites without my knowledge of how my commitment should be anchored on the calling and the one who has called me.
Your Excellency, this is deep, and I want to make sure that the audience and I get this very well. What you are saying is the commitment should be anchored on the calling.
Absolutely. Your commitment should be anchored on the calling and the one who has called you. When you are leading people like the Israelites who will not applaud you for leaving your privileged royal position for the sake of their freedom and are always ready to stone you to death when they encounter small challenges, you will understand that your commitment should not depend on the applause of men, systems, achievements, and when you are making progress. If these are your focus, you will be discouraged when the applause are not coming, when the systems are not working, when you are not making any progress, and when you are faced with challenges upon challenges at your workplace.
Can you share some experiences with us how your commitment that was anchored on the calling helped you to keep going despite all adversities and challenges?
Oh, several challenges. For example, when we came to Mara just after witnessing the miraculous work of the Lord in parting the Red Sea and drowning Pharaoh's army, you must expect the Israelites to be grateful to the Lord and to trust Him to take them through every challenge. When we got to Mara, we were all thirsty, but they forgot that we were all traveling together and I must be thirsty too. You should have seen the scene when they asked me to give them water.
So, did you give them water?
The water we found was bitter and not drinkable. But the Lord showed us a procedure that defies all scientific methods, and we had purified, portable water to drink. After that they started complaining that they were hungry. They told me when we were in Egypt, we sat around pots of meat and ate all the food we wanted, but you have brought us to this desert to starve to death.
Is it true that they were enjoying around pots of meat and were able to eat every food they wanted?
Pardon me again. Where? If they were having such a great time in Egypt eating meat and every food they wanted, why were they groaning and crying out to be delivered? It's like, for 400 years, we've been enjoying all-you-can-eat buffet and having fun that we are crying to be delivered.
When you went back to Egypt after your calling, weren't you living in Goshen with them? Did they forget that you knew what you were all eating?
That is the tragic challenge of human beings. We forget so fast. If anyone is to complain of eating meat and everything he had wanted to eat, that should have been me when I was living in my royalty before the concern for their freedom landed me in trouble. That is why your commitment should not depend on the smiles and nods of people. They forget pretty quick.
Several leadership books on commitment talk about the need for strategic programming with expected deliverables, implementation plans, and results management systems to manage and measure your commitment. What is your take on these?
These suggestions are not bad, but when you are faced with intense challenges and adversities like what I went through, if my commitment was not anchored on the concern and calling, I would have told them, "Okay, fair enough. You want to go back to your all-you-can-eat buffet in Egypt? Let's go. Pharaoh has set up the buffet for your enjoyment." When you are so down because the people you are looking out for their freedom are wishing you dead, like in my case, you will not have the energy for all the strategic programming and implementation plans in the world. And don't forget that I studied some law, tact, and art of diplomacy when I was in royalty, and that knowledge didn't help very much too. Knowing the reason why you are doing what you are doing, that is the calling, and the one who called you will set your face like flint. Nothing can move you, and you will push amidst all odds until you finish your calling and receive your crown. I can't emphasize that enough.
Amazing. Commitment should be anchored on the calling, and that will keep you going when the going gets tough. 2 down. 4 more to go. We can't wait for those 4 additional biblical leadership principles. For now, please help me to show our appreciation to His Excellency Moses.
For those who sent us messages of how you were blessed by the discussions in the videos, God bless you for that. Our understanding from Hebrews 4 verse 2 is that you were blessed because you combined what you viewed and heard with faith. May we ask you to encourage those you pass on the videos to do the same. Our focus is more on those who are blessed by the biblical leadership principles the Lord is teaching us to apply at our workplace, and not just the number of viewers. Let us encourage one another as we fulfill our callings at our workplace.